At Oshogatsu in 1983, Boku and Mike had an argument about reparations. It was called reparations in those days. It became redress later. And Boku was against it. And obviously Mike was for it. So the following year at Oshogatsu, the mystery begins. New Year's Day 1984. Oshogatsu was a decidedly different experience. Like the year before, Boku had flown in on the Canadian Pacific Red Eye from Vancouver just before Christmas and had contacted me early Christmas morning, waking me up. His laughter over the phone cackled and crackled, always mocking me in my discomfort. As luck would have it, we didn't have a chance to get together until New Year's Day. When I arrived at his parents' home, something was wrong. There was no long jam of shoes on the floor of the vestibule. I placed mine beside the family's shoes. That was strange. Boku's younger sister was there, but didn't greet me with her anticipated enthusiasm. Elaine, her long black hair neatly edging her face, softly curved eyes and broad mouth. Every time I saw her throughout high school, university, and Japanese language school days, she would hug me without fail, with her comforting arms and inviting body. Her eyes would sparkle and disappear as her smile grew wide. Tonight she seemed a little upset and gave me a perfunctory hello. I missed the sensation of my face flushing red with her touch. Never did anything about it in the past. I was just a fool. Hey, what's with her? I asked Boku. Who? He responded. Your sister. Didn't you see? I said as she scurried down the stairs to the television room. No customary hug, no warm body, nothing. All the Sugiotas hugged, except maybe the grandma. It was something I was never comfortable with and never initiated, but I enjoyed getting them. Oh, don't mind her, he said with a grin. Unlike times past, this visit was a subdued affair. Mrs. Sugiota dutifully set a place for me at the mahogany dinner table and filled the serving place with fresh prepared tempura, sliced charred Chinese barbecue pork, and rolled sushi. No Kazunoko this year. Her husband Herb busily banged dishes and pots about in the kitchen, as if upset by something. Mrs. Sugiota left the table with a scowl on her face. What's going on? I finally asked Boku. Everyone's acting like someone died. Hey, watch what you're saying. My cousin. Oh, Jesus, really? I'm really sorry. I didn't mean anything. Just kidding, he revealed. Baka. I quit UBC, he said with a thud. You quit? Keep your voice down. Everybody's upset as it is. You're in second year, for Christ's sake. Why'd you quit? Can't say. You can't sit there, drop a bombshell like that and tell me you don't know why. I didn't say I don't know why. I said I won't say. Cut the crap, I said under my breath. He took in a long sigh as he held up a futomaki. History must be ascertained and not studied, he announced rather philosophically. What? History must be ascertained, not studied, he repeated. I heard you the first time. What's that mean? I've become an epistemological detective. His voice was flat, mechanical, robotic, as if he had memorized a passage from some text and was just reciting it back to me. What does that mean? I said, my tone betraying my irritation. Why are you talking like that? Think back a year ago, he said with a grin. That said he knew the punchline to some joke, but he wasn't going to tell it. At Oshogatsu, I mean. What's last year got to do with anything? Remember what you said to me? No. About reparations, how you said I knew nothing about reparations, the internment, the war. I don't think I said. I remember it clearly. Have you been angry with me for a year? Who said I was angry? I admit I was hurt, humiliated, and mad for a time, but I got over it. It wasn't that bad, I insisted. Boku had given no indication at the time that he was so upset. Yes, it was. I didn't think so. I looked anywhere but at him. Sensei just didn't do that. After recovering, I pressed to find out more. Okay, so why'd you quit? I learned all I needed to know. What does that mean? I told you. I became an epistemological detective. Yeah, but what does that mean? Come on, man, fess up. All right, I'll put it in terms even you can understand, he said. I'm a detective looking for the truth. What truth? I asked. The truth about the interment. The interment? Yeah, you think you know everything about it, but you weren't there. Oh, like you were, I countered. No, I wasn't, but my grandpa was. He rose above it all and became the man I respected, the man I loved. And so? So I want to ascertain history, not hear about it or read about it. I'm a detective about to become my grandpa. Boko was as clear as mud. Confused, I gave up and descended to the TV room downstairs, where 2 or 3 uncles and Ba-chan sat watching U of M play Michigan State in some fruit bowl game. Elaine had disappeared deep into the house by this point, most likely to her room. She probably didn't want to hang out with the old folks. Boko did the same. According to the aunts, the Nisei men who lounged, drank beer, and snacked on chips, dried squid, and bologna slices all afternoon in couches, like seals and walruses basking on a rocky shore, were no better than Hucks. My mom used to say, only Hakujin drink, as if to say the Japanese were better than that. They were above it all, or should be. White boys were drunkards on New Year's Eve. They became good for nothing watching football all the next day, suffering their hangovers. What kind of way is that to respect the coming of the new year, Mom observed. But I wasn't so sure my mom would think so highly of the falling down drunk salarymen in contemporary Japan. I suppose the Nisei male relatives were given a pass. When Grandma, unable to understand sports, got out of the game was a mystery. She remained as silent as a tomb in her lazy boy, staring at the chaotic movement on the screen. I usually asked her how she was in my rudimentary Japanese, since I felt like she was being left out of the festivities. Oba-san, o genki desu ka? She stirred awake with a start, turned her gaze towards me, and asked who I was. Kono hito wa dare desu ka? Shintani Michael, answered one of the Nisei men in the room. Shintani? Nihonjin desu ka? Sansei. Shintani, I know you know Oba-chan, she answered in an accented and broken English. And that was that. It was boring television, but that's what you do on New Year's Day. At least I caught up with Boku's relatives, if not with Boku himself. And so begins the mystery.